gospel train is hitting the trick, chugging the trick is chugging the trick. This gospel train is chugging the trick, chugging to the glory land. Oh, get on board this gospel train, yes you can, yes you can. Get on board this gospel train, yes you can. Gonna go to heaven, this gospel train, Chesley. I'm so glad that you're here today. Do you like my hat? Well, your hat looks, well, I don't know if it's real straight or not. I tell you, I look pretty handsome, though. Don't you like it? Oh, Chesley, it's all right. I think it looks good. Glad to have you here, Chesley. And I thought you was not going to get me up, Chesley. I was asking the Lord for a message, what would be just right for us. And so we have one. You know, I got Turtle Lane in there. I've been wide awake. I know you've been wide. No fussing, Chesley. This is not a time to fuss. We are so glad here on September the 1st. September the 1st, 2024. It is the first Sunday of September. We are so glad to be here. The other afternoon, on Sunday afternoon, I get to be here and get out of that trunk. And did you see all my medals? Yes, Chesley, they see your medals, and some of them are the ones that Kai sent you. He earned them. And I get to wear them. And yeah, you get to wear them. Then you had some others that you had gotten when you became an honorary, not honorary, it was not honorary, but honorary Royal Ranger. And so we're so happy that you get to still wear this uniform and all. And a good Royal Ranger, oh, well, you're not a real Royal Ranger, you're what they call, you're one that you pretend to be one. You know, okay, good on a good one. Yeah, you're good. But just our story today is, hold on, I'm coming. Oh, I tell you what it is, it's going to be a good one. It's in Luke chapter 10, verse 30 through 37. That's right. Luke chapter 10, verse 30 through 37. We have probably, I'm sure we've told this story before. And I'd like to tell them again. Oh, yes, tell them again. Because the truths, you know, they're just always good truths that help us, and we need to be reminded. That's right, Chesley. We need reminders. Jesus was always helping others. He was our good example of being kind and helping others. But you know, sometimes you can't help some people because they're mean. Oh, well, Jesse, now there are dangerous people. We know that. We're not talking about that. I'm thinking about the school year just starting. No, you know something you can help? Well, who can you help at school? Maybe a new student. Right, you're right, Chelsea. Sometimes there's a new student. They've moved in from another town, and they don't know anyone, and they feel very scared. They do. They can feel very scared, and they just don't know what to do. And you know what they need some friends. They need some friends, Chelsea, don't they? They need a good friend that's like Jesus. That's right. Somebody that's good, that's kind, that's polite and courteous, something like that. Somebody that has a bright smile, a smile. A smile goes a long ways, doesn't it? You've seen people sometimes aren't smiling, and if you smile, and then they'll smile, and they just give you one back, and you never run out of smiles. Well, Chesley, in our story today, Jesus, we said he was always helping others. There was a man that was on his traveling from Jerusalem down to Jericho, and that was a scary place. It was a scary place, and it was known to have bandits everywhere, and so he shouldn't have been there. But Chesley, it could have been he had to go. He might have had some important business. We don't know what it was, but you know, there was a place, maybe that was the only way he could go. And as he was traveling along, he had been somebody, the bandits attacked him, and that was so mean and cruel. I tell you, he should have had his cell phone with him. Chesley, they didn't have cell phones back then. What did they have, Chesley? They just had, he could have hollered. Well, Chesley, they hit what they did. They damaged this man so bad. They hurt him so badly. Maybe he couldn't even speak. He might have been, what they call it, unconscious. Unconscious. It could have been that he was unconscious. But anyway, they stripped him of his clothes. They beat him up, and he was left there. He was almost dead. You know, he needed someone to come die. Chesley, you know, Jesus has gone to heaven. He is gone. But when he was here, he was always reaching and meeting the needs. But now that he's gone, he's counting on us. He is, yes, counting on us. Now, we know children do not need to be, as far as getting to situations like this. We're talking about an adult here. This was was very a dangerous situation, but let's just look at how this man, what was happening here. Jesus was telling a story. A Jewish man was traveling down this road. It was very dangerous. He knew it was dangerous, but he had to go that way. And here he was. He was nearly, he was almost dead. He needed help. And here came a priest by along. But when he saw the man lying there, he just walked on the other side. He did. He walked on the other side. You know what? I think he was a sturdy cat. You think he was a fraidy cat? You know, Chesley, he was nervous. He probably didn't know, but what? I think there's someone else sneaking around. That's right. He could have thought somebody else is sneaking around. And so he thought maybe the safe thing to do was to keep traveling. So the Bible says how that this man, he walked across and he passed on the other side. He went to the other side. Well, there was a man from the temple that came by, and he walked over and he looked at him, and then he just passed by on the other side. Oh, now this man, he's getting worse and worse. He is getting worse and worse.
He needs help. Who's going to help him? But Chelsea, then there came by a man, the Samaritan, that was despised. You know what one of them? They weren't a Jewish man. This was a different man. He was a Samaritan. He was half Jew, and the people they didn't like these Samaritans. You think it was needed that Jesus was good to it. Jesus loved the Samaritans. He loved everybody. He didn't care who you were, where you were from, where you lived, if you had any money or anything. He just loved everybody. He was reaching out and helping others. He said he was telling this story, to a man who was asked. This was a church man. He was telling him the story about this man, because what this church man was saying. Well, he didn't want, when Jesus said you need to love your neighbor as yourself, and he had said, who's my neighbor? And Jesus was telling him this story, and he said, here comes someone else now. Now there's been two have gone by, a priest and then somebody that worked at the church, and here comes by a despised Samaritan. And when he saw the man, he had compassion. No, he loved him, and he cared. And this was love in action, compassion. And he went over to this man. He said, I got to do something. Yes, he said, I have got to do something. And so what he did, he soothed his wound. He put in olive oil and wine, bandaged him up, and he put the man on his own donkey. And he should have put him in the car. Chesley, they didn't have cars back then, but he put him on what they had. He had his donkey, and he put him on this donkey, and he took him to the inn. What this was like our motel. And the next day he handed the innkeeper, the man that owned this place, or ran it, he said, here's the money here. And he told him, you take care of this man. If his bill runs higher than this, you're going to have to get it out of him. No, that's not what he said. He said, I'll pay you the next time I'm here. And is he a deadbeat? No, he wasn't a deadbeat. I wonder if this man was possibly one person that they knew, and knew that he passed through there from time to time, and he was an honest man. But this man took care of him. Here he was, and others would look at him and say, why was he doing that? Why is he taking care of him? And maybe they thought, I wouldn't even want that Samaritan touching me. But this man, I believe he was probably unconscious. He didn't know, but he was being cared for. And Jesus turned to this man that had been what we'd say kind of snooty. Kind of snooty. And he just thought he was better than everybody. And he said, well, which of all of those people that came by, those three ones, said, who would you call his neighbor? Which of these three men would you say was a neighbor to the man who was attacked by bandits? The man replied, the one who showed him mercy. And you know something? He wouldn't even say the word Samaritan. That's right, Chesley. He wouldn't even say the word Samaritan. Oh, and didn't want to even mention that. He said, the one that showed him mercy. And Jesus said, you're right, and now you go and do the same thing. Oh, be like that Samaritan. Be like the Samaritan. Be a helper. Show kindness. Show love. None of these dangers. Chesley, we know if there's a danger around, if we do know that we're not talking about getting into dangerous situations like this. This was adults. But we're talking about, Chesley, the things that we can do. We can't do everything, but some things we can do. We can be like Jesus. We can be like Jesus, always having a smile. We can be polite. We can be courteous. And like I said, in school, and let's think about that right now. Maybe there's a new one comes to school, and they don't have any friends, and when it comes to recess, maybe nobody wants to play with them. Nobody wants to have anything to do with them. They don't know anybody. They feel so out of place. What is the right thing to do? To be friendly, to smile, to be courteous, because that's what Jesus would do. He is our great example. Hold on, I'm coming. Let it be that's our attitude. That hold on, Jesus was, it was just like, just hold on, I'm coming. And for us as children of God that love the Lord, that we're waiting and we're saying, hold on, I'm on my way, I'm coming. And that we can say that to Jesus. He is not here in the flesh. He's already left and gone back to heaven. But we are here in the flesh. And that's what he wants us to do. His hands extended. That's right, Chesley. We are his hands and his feet here. So that's what we want to do, what we can do. Look, there's a smile here. A smile can go a long ways, Chesley. You may not have money, you may not have a whole lot of things, but a smile and just being polite and courteous. And what if they're having trouble with their lessons? If they're having trouble with their lessons, maybe there is a time that you could help them. Maybe not give them the answers. Oh yeah, you don't give them the answers, but if you're polite to them and you help them, and then maybe at the recess time, maybe they might want to talk. I wouldn't want to talk to them lessons. Well, I know you wouldn't, but Chesley, there might be a time you could help them like that. But we need to at least show kindness and love. That's what Jesus would have us to do. So hold on. You can say, Jesus, I'm coming, Lord. I'm going to be like you, Jesus. To be like Jesus, to be like Jesus. That's right, Chesley, to be like Jesus. That's what we want to do. hold on, I'm coming. I'm going to be faithful. I'm going to do what Jesus would have me to do. So the Samaritan knew it was dangerous. He knew there might be someone in need. He was like an ambulance driver. He was ready and willing to help someone in need. He was like Jesus. Jesus is our great example. Let's be like Jesus. And right now it's your bedtime. I knew you was going to say that, Chesley. It's time for you to go to bed. I want to go fishing. Chesley, what are you talking about going fishing? Here it is. Let's see. I don't know. You can't go fishing. Besides, you're a wooden boy. You can't go fishing. Like you're talking to him. I know you can, but right now it's time for you to go to bed, and that's what you're doing. Actually, is stalling. So tell everybody goodbye. You look forward to seeing them next Sunday afternoon. I will see you here next Sunday afternoon, Lord willing, and I'm going to be singing again. This gospel train. No, it's time for you to go to bed. Tell everybody goodbye. Good night. I'll see you next time. I sure was glad to be here. Chesley, I'm glad to be here too. We want to, and I see you're flirty. Oh yeah, there's some girls. Yeah, there's some girls out there. All right. We look forward to seeing you next Sunday afternoon. You have a blessed rest of the day.